What's up, y'all? I'm looking forward to being undisputed in September. Let's get it. It's work time.
Canelo comes out and does what Canelo should do, Canelo wins the fight. If Canelo comes out and does what he shouldn't do, Crawford wins.
The boxing community is once again shocked by Terence Crawford's new bulked-up appearance and his declaration that he will defeat Canelo Alvarez as the undisputed champion. However, Crawford's trainer, Brian "BAC" McIntyre, was eager to give away too many details about the fight, but was excited for the opportunity to watch him compete because he wants to prove to the world how good he is. BAC considers Chance to be one of the greatest in the sport. As a trainer, it is his responsibility to lead Chance to victory, and he will collaborate with Red and Bernie as well as the entire squad to do so.
First off, how excited are you about it, and break the fight down for us?
Well, I ain't gonna break the fight down for you because I don't want to get a game plan away, but I'm excited for Chance more than anything.
The man must have seen something when he called Canelo out, according to BAC, who also noted that Canelo was the one being called out, indicating that Crawford must have thought he might win. BAC emphasizes that it is their responsibility to assist him in getting to that point and winning.
I tell you like this, the man must have seen something when he called Canelo out, because you got to remember, bro called Canelo out. So he must see something in order for him to get that win, and he know he can win. So like I said before, it's our job to get him to that point.
Although it's exciting, there is still some uncertainty regarding the outcome, which is why everyone is anticipating the fight and eager to see how things play out in the ring, according to Caleb Plant, who also mentioned that Terence is strong and has a good punch. He can fight from both orthodox and southpaw and can handle different ranges, like mid-close and outside.
I give him a chance. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox, southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, and outside. And he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's a big question mark on the end of it, though. So that's why, I'm sure all of us are excited for that bell to ring and, be able to find out firsthand.
Additionally, Plant stated that he would support Terence in being himself, mentioning that he can move in both directions and fight from both inside and outside, whether he is an orthodox or southpaw. Plant suggested that Terence remain calm, enjoy himself, and concentrate on setting up a nice camp. He said to let the cards roll and see how it plays out.
I would just encourage Terence to be himself. As I said before, from the inside, mid-range, outside, southpaw, right hand, moving left, moving right, he can do it all. So I would encourage him to stay relaxed, go in there, have fun, have a good camp, and let the dice roll, right? So how big? Right here.
The adult claimed that there's a chance Bud Crawford was correct when he stated that 168 pounds is too heavy and that 154 pounds is likely the highest weight he can fight at. He also noted that Crawford might not think he can compete at middleweight or super middleweight, but he still thinks he can defeat Canelo. According to Showbiz, Crawford may believe he can't defeat Canelo, even though he doesn't think he can compete at 168 or defeat fighters like Caleb Plant.
There's a chance that Bud Crawford was absolutely right when he was talking about 168 is too big and 154 the highest. There's a chance that Crawford doesn't feel that he could fight at middleweight or super middleweight. That's not the point. But he thinks he can beat Canelo. It sounds the same, but it's different. Y'all saw Sugar Ray Leonard getting his ass whipped at middleweight, but he beat Hackett. You get where I'm coming from? There's a chance he's like, I can't beat Caleb Plant, or the hell, right? I can't campaign at once.
Regis Progress said he believes that weight classifications exist for a reason, and that Canelo has the edge because of his strength and expertise in higher weight classes, even though he recognizes Crawford as one of the best.
Man, I got Canelo on that one. Crawford? Yeah, I got Canelo, bro. I mean, shots watching Canelo earlier, Canelo versus Triple G. I mean, I just think that it's weight class for a reason. Crawford, the best, I think Crawford the best fighter on the planet. been the best fighter on the planet for years. You know what I'm saying? Between him.
Progress stated that it's difficult to wager against either boxer, but he believes Canelo is a more formidable opponent because of his accomplishments in several weight classes. Despite his admiration for Crawford, he finally chooses Canelo.
Usyk and Inoue, they the, you know what I'm saying, they're the best on the planet. But for me, obviously, I'm American. We got to stick with the Americans. So I think Crawford's the best fighter on the planet. But Canelo, I think Canelo just a different monster, bro. They always say this, bro. They make weight class for a reason. So I got Canelo, bro. It's hard for me to. Canelo like the tank, bro. It's hard for me to go against him. It's hard for me to go against Bud too. But oh man, with Canelo, with going up those weight divisions, I feel like I feel like I'm going Canelo.
Since both Crawford and Canelo are excellent fighters, Brian Norman admitted that at first he found it difficult to choose a side in the fight. He pointed out that usually the stronger fighter has the advantage, but after considering fighters like Shane Mosley and Roberto Duran, who both advanced in weight classes and won significant bouts, Norman decided that Crawford could do the same and chose Crawford to prevail.
Actually, I love that fight. With that fight, I went back and I was sitting and marinating on it. At first, I couldn't pick a side for real because they both are good fighters, and we all know good fighter, check. But you got a good smaller fighter and a good bigger fighter. The good bigger fighter got the advantage. But then I started thinking about it. Roberto Duran jumped 2 weight classes and beat the man, Sugar Ray Leonard. Shane Mosley jumped 2 weight classes and beat the man, Oscar De La Hoya. So why Crawford can't do it? So with that being said, I'm going for Crawford in that fight.
Since both Crawford and Canelo are excellent fighters, Brian Norman admitted that at first he found it difficult to choose a side in the fight. He pointed out that usually the stronger fighter has the advantage, but after considering fighters like Shane Mosley and Roberto Duran, who both advanced in weight classes and won significant bouts, Norman decided that Crawford could do the same and chose Crawford to prevail.
Canelo has also been spotted sparring with Jamie Munguia, showcasing his relentless training and the passion to fight against the biggest fighter.
However, the main point of contention during the battle was Crawford's weight, but it appears that nobody can stop him from getting into huge fights since, as evidenced by his new beat-up look, his body demonstrates how hard he worked to defeat the Mexican monster. Canelo Alvarez. Crawford is working really hard to prove his legacy against Canelo Alvarez. Thus, his training camps have been excessively demanding. Moreover, in a recent social media video, Terence Crawford assured his followers that he will undoubtedly win the title of undisputed champion. Now, Crawford left his admirers with no room for doubt.
What's up, y'all? I'm looking forward to being undisputed in September. Let's get it. Swerve time.
Roy Jones Jr. argued that in a potential fight between Canelo and Crawford, weight wouldn't decide the outcome. He emphasized that Canelo's strategy would be crucial. If he remains focused on his advantages and employs a tactical approach, he's likely to prevail. If he makes mistakes or lacks strategy, Crawford may take advantage of those openings and win.
Well, the weight won't be the factor. The factor will be how Canelo chooses to make the fight. Canelo comes out there what Canelo should do, Canelo wins the fight. Canelo comes out and does what he shouldn't do, Crawford wins the fight.
235 to 247 Girn boots, and has discussed the challenges Terence Crawford may face in attempting to put on weight for a potential bout with Canelo Alvarez. He emphasized that Crawford would need to gain 14 pounds, which could affect his speed and performance in general. It is emphasized that although gaining weight is difficult, it is unclear how Crawford will adjust until they enter the ring, making it uncertain until the fight actually occurs.
You said how difficult is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a little difficult because you gotta, what are you gonna have to put on, like an extra 14 pounds? So he might be a little slower, or who knows, he could be faster. I don't know. Like, it's just, you gotta add more weight and gain more muscle and stuff like that, moving up the weight and things like that. So it's a little harder, but I don't know. You know, we'll see on fight night how he'll look.
Taimo Lopez offered his thoughts on the possible Crawford versus Canelo match, emphasizing that both fighters need concentrate on winning their next fights before considering a confrontation. Lopez pointed out that a fighter's reputation in the modern boxing world is based on their most recent performance, so it's important to evaluate how they do in their next bouts before making any predictions.
Yeah, that's what it's been talking about. They've been talking about it. I mean, listen, they just gotta win their fights first, and then we'll see what happens then. You know what I mean? If they're gonna fight before they fight each other, I think that's the smartest thing for both parties. And then we see how they look, and we go from there. Because nowadays, in the modern day era, you're only as good as your last fight.
Although Crawford is a large man, Amir Khan noted that Canelo has really improved his boxing abilities since their fight, saying that size alone might not be enough to defeat him. Both sophisticated and technical Khan emphasized Canelo's impressive achievements, especially against fighters like Bivol and Munguia, demonstrating that, in his opinion, Canelo is still a formidable presence in the ring despite claims of aging. His constant improvement movements make him a difficult opponent for everyone.
Size, bro, remember, like, but Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to a box fight. Yeah,
what do you think?
I think Crawford, in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since when I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better. You know what I mean? Technical more. Especially against the last fight against Mangui. He boxed really well as well. And he's looking really good. He's still, a lot of people might say, oh, he's getting old, this, that, another. But no, Canelo's still a beast.
Crawford, among others, B.R. Edwards, expressed his opinions, saying that he believes Terence Crawford will defeat Canelo Alvarez in the upcoming bout by decision. He emphasized his faith in Crawford's abilities and strategy, despite the difficulties presented by Canelo's size and strength.
I think Crawford gonna win. I do. Okay. I'm picking Crawford to win a decision.
Blair Cobbs expressed his admiration for Terence Crawford, calling him a good friend and a fighter he has supported for years. Nevertheless, Cobbs acknowledged that it is difficult for him to pick between Crawford and Canelo Alvarez because of Crawford's size and resilience. Although Cobbs hopes Crawford prevails, he is aware of the significant obstacles Crawford would have to overcome in a fight with such high stakes.
I don't know. It's just hard for me to see. And like, I'm a really big fan of Crawford. I've called him out for years. And I'm really good friends with Crawford. I think this would be a very, very steep task for him. So I'm not really picking anybody. I just really want to see a good fight. I would love to see Crawford pull it off. But it's very hard for me to see all of that happen with the variables of Canelo. Canelo is pretty tough and pretty good.
Joel Diaz vehemently disagreed with those who believed Crawford could easily defeat Canelo, calling them foolish because of the boxer's stark size disparity. although Crawford has improved from 147 to 154 pounds. Diaz said that jumping to 168 pounds would be a huge leap because it's 2 weight divisions higher. Diaz also emphasized that Canelo's size and strength might change the outcome of the fight with just 1 punch.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with 1 punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov is a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions.
Danny Garcia said he was excited about the possible fight between Canelo and Crawford because he knew they were both elite pound-for-pound fighters and thought the stylistic clash was intriguing. He also mentioned that Canelo's size at 168 pounds would present serious obstacles for Crawford. Garcia added that despite the challenges, the bout will garner a lot of attention and have a significant financial impact, making it a historic occasion in the boxing world.
You know, at the end of the day, they're 2 great pound-for-pound fighters, and if they feel like, you know, it makes sense and they want to fight each other, stylistically, it's a great fight. But, you know, Canelo, he's a big dude, and I think it'd be hard for anyone to beat him at 168. But, you know, it's definitely a big money fight, and that's why we're all in boxing.
In a possible bout with Canelo Alvarez, Jose Benavides Jr. voiced his strong support for Terence Crawford, pointing out that many people underestimate him. He acknowledged Canelo's size and weight advantage, but highlighted Crawford's astute boxing acumen and strategic approach. Benavides also lamented that his brother David Benavides was never given the opportunity to fight Canelo, but he pointed out that only Canelo is aware of the reasons why. Nevertheless, Benavides is sure of Crawford's skills and thinks the bout would be exciting.
A lot of people are counting Crawford out. Crawford's he's smart, he knows what he's doing. Canelo, you know, I mean, he's not that big of a guy. He obviously weighs more, but I mean, you can't take nothing from Crawford. He goes in there to win. So I mean, I feel like it'd be a good fight. You know, it sucks that my brother didn't get the opportunity, but I mean, only Canelo knows why it didn't happen. And you just gotta keep moving forward, you know, but it's gonna be a good fight to watch. I got Crawford on this one.
He pointed out that many fighters already fear Canelo, giving him a mental edge. But Benavides Jr. is certain Crawford will approach the fight differently, confident in his strategy, and believes Crawford could use that to gain the upper hand over Canelo. Benavides Jr. praised Crawford's boxing IQ on this, especially his ability to switch between stances, which adds to his versatility.
With him, he adjusts. He's a smart motherfucker. He adjusts. He's not only does he switch from southpaw to orthodox, but he's just a smart. He has a high IQ in boxing, and that's what I feel like. All these fighters that go in there to fight Canelo, they already go in there scared, is what I believe. That which already beats him. So Crawford's gonna go in there to fuck. Not gonna go in there to fucking. So I mean, I have it going Crawford, bro. To be honest with you.
Adonis Wilkins discussed his thoughts on the impending fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, pointing out that Crawford's decision to increase his weight to 168 pounds could be a disadvantage. Wilkin acknowledged Crawford's skill, but he pointed out that the extra weight could slow him down. He thinks the extra weight will be important and that Crawford won't hit as hard as Canelo, whose power will be more dominant in the fight. Wilkins believes that if Crawford struggles with the weight difference, Canelo will have the advantage.
Man, if the paperwork gets signed up and finished, if Crawford can get him to come down some weight,
no, it's gonna be at 68.
That's a bad look for Crawford. I love Crawford, dog. I think he's real talented, but we see him at 154 going up in weight class, and he kind of struggled. He didn't struggle, but that weight was definitely a difference. To go up another 2 weight classes after that, we're gonna see a lot slower Terence Crawford. Yeah, his boxing ability is there, but Crawford don't hit like Canelo. Canelo's coming down for that fight. It's gonna be rough. So I'm gonna give it to Canelo. Love Crawford, but.
However, Wilkins predicted that Canelo would likely prevail in the later rounds, drawing a comparison between the fight and Canelo's fight with Caleb Plant, in which Plant led early but lost ground as the fight progressed. Wilkins anticipates that Crawford will struggle with the weight difference and lose stamina around the 10th round, believing that Canelo's strength will take over and he will start landing heavy shots, eventually wearing Crawford down.
How you got that fight going? How does it go?
I say he's going to get him in the later rounds because of the weight difference. The weight difference is going to affect Crawford's win most likely. So he's probably going to slow down around 9 to 10 rounds. I think it's going to end up just like the Caleb Plant fight. Caleb Plant was winning that fight until them later rounds. So when it gets into them later rounds, I think Canelo's going to speed it up and start really hurting him with the power shots.
Terence Crawford's height and reach advantage over Canelo Alvarez could be a major factor in their possible fight, according to Sean Porter. Crawford's size and other physical characteristics make him a formidable opponent for Canelo, and Porter thinks this fight will be a true test for both fighters as they demonstrate their abilities in the ring.
Just said it, you know, and Terence is already taller than him, you know, has the reach, you know.
Porter said that both Canelo and Crawford are in a good position right now since Canelo has less well-known opponents remaining to fight, making Crawford a logical next pick. And Canelo is an accomplished veteran with a wealth of experience. Porter thinks Crawford has the timing and expertise to make it an exciting battle, and he sees this as a fantastic chance for both fighters to demonstrate their skills, which will further heighten the anticipation for the possible bout.
Canelo Alvarez is losing big name fighters to fight against. There's really no one else with a big name for him to fight against. Yeah. Benavidez deserves that fight, but his status isn't the level that Canelo, you know, kind of forced it with the young kid that he just got in the ring with. Yeah. Edgar Berlanga. He forced it with Edgar, you know. And he's that guy that you can get people to come to the fight no matter who you're in the ring with, you know. But all that being said, same thing for Terence. Terence is fighting a Canelo Alvarez who's been around the block. Canelo Alvarez who's been in quite a few wars. And, you know, I think it's perfect timing for both guys.
Robert Garcia said that although he probably picks Canelo to win, he thinks Crawford will fight hard. He recognized Crawford's abilities and willpower, but felt that Canelo's size and experience would give him the upper hand in the possible fight. He said, "I do probably pick Canelo also, but Crawford will put up a good fight. I think this fight could become a reality with the right people involved in organizing major events," said Frank Warren, who voiced his excitement over the possible Canelo versus Crawford battle, calling it a terrific matchup for boxing fans. Warren is optimistic that it will happen and believes it will be a crucial contest for American boxing, emphasizing how important exciting bouts are to maintaining the sport's popularity.
But if it's done, I mean, as a boxing fan, I can't wait to see that fight. It's a fabulous fight. If anyone can get it done, His Excellency's the man, and you know, he's been a massive fan of both those guys, and I know when we sit down and talk about up and coming shows, that's one he's always said he'd love to see, and I'm pretty positive that it will happen, and fingers crossed they get that over the line, because what a fight that'll be between those two, and a great fight for American boxing.
Yes,
you know, it's a real great fight. I mean, you need great fights there.
So, what do you think about this? How do you feel about Canelo and Crawford? Please leave a comment with your ideas, and if you liked the video, please subscribe and like more videos as well.